Hello everyone, this is Crystal and welcome to my channel where I share card making techniques, sweet paper crafts, and now inspiring food ideas. Today I am bringing you another project from the E-Club kit. This project is a pocket card. And this card fits into a regular 4¼ by 5½ inch envelope. And it is perfect for giving a gift card or attaching money inside or anything else you want to use it for. So stay tuned as I show you how you too can create this cute and inspiring card. And for this project, I started off with a piece of pink cardstock that came in our E-Club kit that measures 6 inches by 12 inches. And I cut 2 3/4 inches off the length, which brought it down to 6 by 9¼ inch. And then I went and I scored it on the long ways at 2 3/4 inches and 7 inches. And then I turned and I scored it the other direction at 1/2 inch. As you see, I went ahead and I folded it and I cut out the 2 sections on the side to make for the bottom flap of our card. And you should notice that one side is longer than the other. So you want to fold the longer one in first and then the shorter one. And then I'll put some art glitter glue on it and I will press it down really good. And I decided to put it on the other side of it as well, so I have plenty of glue that will hold it in place because I don't want this seam to come apart at all. And I'll take my bone folder, go over it and press it in so it's really good. Now if you go to fold your bottom flap and you notice it's on a bind, and it might be because an edge of the card may be down into your fold line, so just trim that little bit away. It's no big deal. So I put some art glitter glue on that and pressed it really good down again with my bone folder. And then I went and I took a punch. You could use like a 2-inch circle punch or any size, but I had this funky looking one. It looks like a cloud. And I decided to use it, and I only put it halfway through, and I'll just go ahead and punch it. And if you notice, it didn't punch all the way through because my glue was still wet on that seam. So no big deal. I took my scissors and I trimmed it out, and it looks good. Nobody will even know the difference. And now I took a piece of my designer paper that came with the E-Club kit, and I like this one with the popsicles. And I decided to go ahead and make it just a little bit narrower on the sides and the bottom, and to go ahead and glue it on. And after I got it all glued on, I decided that I really didn't like it. I wished I had cut the paper longer. So what I did is I matched up the popsicles and I glued it on top of the pocket and then cut it away. And I don't think it's that noticeable that it's in 2 pieces. You could always put a ribbon across it or hide it or put some kind of embellishment on it. But I didn't bother because I didn't think it was that noticeable. So I also had to repunch it with the punch and then cut off the top. And that's how one of the ways to fix a card that you didn't like. And now I took another piece of the pink cardstock and I cut it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I took a piece of white cardstock and I cut it at 3 3/4 by 5. and I glued it on top of the pink cardstock. And here I took a piece of the paper that was on the front that was left over, and I glued it on one side. Looking back now, I wish I had cut it in a more narrow strip, like maybe 1.5 inches, but it worked. And now I'm taking my heavy duty cardstock and I'm getting ready to stamp that little ice cream cart. And I'll be using my Stamparatus from Stampin' Up! And my black Memento ink, because I'm going to be using alcohol markers. And I really need to re-ink my black Memento ink because I had to stamp it like 3 or 4 times and it still kind of was bubbly. And if you noticed on the Stamparatus, it's a little bit different than the Misty. I propped it up with a punch underneath it because you don't want it to not support it, otherwise you could break the hinge off. Which the hinge on this thing is really nice because you can pick it up and you can move it down and leave the stamp in the same place, so you could have like a series of stamping. And here you can see I've got my Stampin' Blends, which are alcohol markers. And I always do a test on my paper. I always test all my colors first on the actual paper I'm going to be coloring before I actually do it. I want to make sure that I really like the colors that I'm going to be using. So here I decided to stamp the words "Have a cool birthday" with my purple ink. I think it's Highland Heather. And I decided to stamp it on the pink cardstock. And after I get a good stamped image of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch it out. Then I punched out another circle a little bit larger out of the Highland Heather cardstock, and I'll glue the two together. Now here you're not going to want to pop them up, because if you do, then it's not going to be able to slide out of your pocket as well. So you want whatever you put in here to be kind of flat, so you want it to be able to slide. And I glued my circle up towards the top of the little insert card, because I want to put a gift card underneath there, and I wanted to leave room for it. So now I'm just going to try sliding it in and out of my pocket to make sure that everything fits right. And if it's a little snug, I may have to trim it down a little bit, but it came out pretty good. And now I'm taking my ice cream part that I had fussy cut it out, and I put dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to pop it up there on the front of the pocket card. Now you're going to want to test it by sliding it in and out and see how easy it is, because if not, just trim a little bit off the sides and it'll make a big difference. So if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And please share me on all your social media networks. Bye for now. Happy crafting!